All right, thanks so much, Matt. Author and educator Glen Mourning is a former Division 1A football student athlete. Growing up in Connecticut as the oldest of five, he won a full scholarship to the University of Connecticut and graduated in 2009. Recently, he's been on a mission to inspire minority youth and is doing a tour of Allentown this week. Glen, this morning. Good morning.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Of course.
So how were you able to work your way through challenging circumstances growing up without giving up?
Yeah, well, I think it all started with the amount of people that we had in terms of just the support in our town in Danbury. Connecticut is a pretty small state, if you could imagine, but at the same time, there are people that put their heart out for you to make sure that if they see something in you, that you can actually take that and mature into the person that they think that you can become.
Who in your life was that for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I had a fourth grade teacher, Dr. Anna Rocco in Connecticut, who was just outstanding. In addition to that, of course, my grandparents, my mentor Herman Izzard in Danbury. You know, the phrase that it takes a village, they were the epitome of that for sure.
That's pretty neat. So now you had dreams and aspirations to go into the NFL, but you got an injury that kind of knocked you out of that. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, so I mean, even when you get to campus at the University of Connecticut, it felt as if you had come from being a big fish in a small pond regardless. And, you know, immediately I realized that even if I had the talent, that the competition was that serious. But then on top of getting ready to compete, I did tear my left quadricep, which just sped up the process of me realizing that the reality of life, even if I had made it, that I would still have to do something with the last 40, 60 years of my life regardless. So having the big picture in mind perhaps is the answer to that question in terms of knowing that that may have been a temporal moment, but life is longer and you need to have some type of a passion to fuel you to get through the rest of it.
Yeah. Now, as a teacher, how do you motivate children to move forward if they don't maybe have the same drive you have?
So immediately, you just have to make a connection to make sure that kids know that you see them for who they are and who they can become, which is, you know, obviously what had taken place in my own life. But at the same time, no child in particular is the same. So, you know, there's no cookie size, one size fits all type of process for it. Yeah. You have to recognize the skills and the talents in each individual and allow them to be themselves in that space, and then just encourage them to take it to a whole nother level.
Or is that some of the themes you kind of put forward in your books? What would be the themes?
Yeah, so the Crunchy Life series is, in short, it's about a 10-year-old boy in Washington, D.C. who goes through ups and downs in life. But ultimately, before he gives up on himself, a superstar NFL athlete named Tyrone Leroy becomes a classroom teacher. So as ironic as that may seem, the kids in room 227 love the idea of having a superstar athlete, but sometimes Charles continues to get into these poor situations. Well, ultimately, he learns how to persevere and to not give up on himself.
Room 227, is that after the TV show?
Well, no, but it is after, literally named after my own classroom back in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what can you say to a struggling parent out there who's trying to help their kid get it or get your message?
Yeah, again, I mean, the struggles that adults may have gone through were probably similar you know, there's times where you might see yourself in your own children or in a child perhaps as a teacher, but what you don't want to do is assume that what you can provide them with in terms of solution is going to work the first time. You have to allow students to struggle, you have to allow your kids to struggle, but you can't give up on them. You have to verbalize and always build them up and just to speak so positively over their lives that ultimately they believe in themselves more than anybody else around them will ever believe in them.
So trial and error. If one thing doesn't work, try something else.
And a lot of prayer. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Glen. That's it for right now. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.